All right, so today we're going to break down a story that really proves you can find brilliance just about anywhere, even in a random street interview that absolutely blew up online. It all starts with a simple quiz, but trust me, it ends up being a masterclass in social media strategy.
But first, let me ask you something. Off the top of your head, how many world flags could you actually name? Like 5, 10, maybe 20 if you're a real geography whiz? Okay, got a number? Good. Just hang on to that, because what you're about to see is, well, it's on a whole other level. So the setup here is super simple. You've got a street interviewer who stops a 15-year-old girl. He's got a stack of flag cards and a straightforward challenge. But this little encounter is about to go somewhere nobody expected. And that brings us to our first section, a simple street quiz. Let's dig into how this everyday moment was framed to become such an amazing little story.
And look, a really key detail here is her age. She's 15. We're not talking about some college student majoring in international relations. She's in high school, which makes what she knows all the more incredible. So the interviewer kicks things off with this playful, almost cheeky question. She just confidently says, yes, and boom, just like that, the challenge is on. It sets a fun tone, but it also kind of raises the stakes. Now she's got to prove it, right?
So let's get into round one, the warm-up. He starts her off with what he probably thinks are some easy flags, but she immediately shows she is not messing around. This all happens so fast.
He starts with the basics, Pakistan, China, and bam, she gets them instantly.
And he throws out France and India, same thing. Not a flicker of hesitation. It's just rapid fire.
He wraps up the round with South Korea and Spain. And she's just flawless. It's so clear to him and to everyone watching that this isn't a lucky streak. This girl knows her stuff.
Okay, so this is where things start to get really interesting. Round two, raising the stakes. The interviewer himself is like, okay, we're going to step it up a notch. The game is officially getting serious. So he pulls out Mexico, Russia, and Indonesia, and these are definitely trickier. But nope, she gets them, just like that. No pause. You'd think she'd be feeling the pressure, but she looks totally calm.
And this right here, this is the exact moment the whole vibe changes. His playful surprise, it turns into total shock. He just looks at her and says, wait, you're actually smart? It's not just a game anymore. He is genuinely blown away.
So he keeps going, trying to find her limit. He's throwing out flags like Rwanda, Guam, and Argentina. But her perfect streak just keeps going. And you're just sitting there watching, wondering, is there any flag this girl doesn't know?
All right, now for the main event, the expert level. The interviewer literally says, these are the hardest flags. This is it, the final boss round.
The first level 3 flag he shows her is Mauritius. Now be honest, could you get that one? She nails it, instantly. At this point, she's not just a contestant, she's an absolute pro.
And then he pulls out the flag for Dominica. She gives the answer, and in that 1 second, you can see the tables just completely turn.
This is the payoff. The interviewer, the guy who's supposed to have all the answers, admits, I actually don't know if that's the right one. You might be smarter than me at this point. I mean, wow, the student has officially become the master. But wait, the story doesn't just end with her winning. This is where things pivot from just a cool quiz to a genius piece of social media marketing. Let's look at the anatomy of what makes a viral hook. So for the very last flag, Sri Lanka, the entire game transforms. It stops being about her knowledge and starts being about pulling every single one of us watching into the story.
And this line, this is just brilliant. If you get this one right, then everyone watching this video has to follow me. He just made a bet with the entire audience. He turned us from passive viewers into active participants in this high-stakes cliffhanger.
So when you break it down, it's a perfect viral formula. Step 1, start with a simple, relatable challenge. Step 2, showcase some incredible, unexpected talent. Step 3, create a nail-biting cliffhanger. And step 4, tie that whole thing to a direct call to action. And here's the kicker. The video just ends. It cuts off right there. We don't get to see her answer. And that's totally on purpose. It leaves you hanging, right? It creates this need to know what happened, which drives you to the comments. And of course, makes you want to hit that follow button. So when you really look at it, this wasn't just a random quiz. It was a perfectly crafted story. It had a beginning, rising action, a climax where the expert gets humbled, and a genius cliffhanger ending, all packed into less than a minute. That's social media gold right there. And that kind of leaves us with one final thought, doesn't it? Why do we love these moments so much? What is it about seeing someone's hidden talent just burst onto the scene that gets us so excited? It's definitely something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.